Hello, true art believers, and welcome to today's live stream. I am the #1 live art streamer in the world. This is Pierson here. Today, it is day 158 of 200 days of drawing. I'm very excited that I've gone 158 days straight of nothing but drawing live streams. So that's a very exciting milestone. Each day is another notch on my live stream totem pole or whatever list or wherever you're putting it on. Anyhow, before we begin, I'd like to announce that I'm hosting an art giveaway for those that are interested in winning a free art print. All you got to do is subscribe to my YouTube channel and or Twitch channel, whatever platform you're watching from, and go to the link below right here. It's like mattpearsonart.com/art giveaway, and it's also scrolling in perpetuity. Is it perpetuity? Perpetuity? It's just scrolling on the bottom right there. So, without further ado, let's begin today's drawing. And welcome, friends, art believers, art believer friends. All right, so today is just going to be another cactus. And that's not going to change for quite some time. So let's get this show on the road, shall we? So I'm going to try to do this as quickly as I can. I just got back from vacay. And let's see here. We're going to press G. No. Let's go do that. No. I'm not going to do it like that. Okay. No. There we go. We're going to use yellow. So I just got back from vacation, and here I am. So which was a long commute, essentially. And for those that do these long commutes or ever go on vacation, you have to do a lot of driving. You know, the last thing you want to be doing when you get home is a bunch of work, right? And you usually have that work. You usually have some work to do. But that being said, I am here and I am doing what I set out to do, which is to do one drawing a day. Actually, to draw every day. That was the initial like goal, was to draw every day. But then I upped the ante, and I was like, I needed like some proof that I drew every day, and not just by like posting on Instagram every day or something that built up in my sketchbook, but literally like, oh, I need something to like as a documentation that I drew every day. And so here I am, showing that I drew every day via the live stream, the interwebs. And here I am. And I just wanted to basically talk about that for a little bit. See if I can kind of milk this idea for, I don't know, 40 minutes or so. I was hoping I would be, I was hoping I'd be able to talk about it for 30 minutes. If I'm able to talk about it for 30 minutes, then it means I know the idea, or at least I'm able to kind of articulate those ideas. So it's going to take me a little bit of time to kind of finesse the words out of this, right? So I'm going to have to come up like, I'm going to have to, what would it be? Well, what would it be? It's going to be, let's see. Okay, the mic's working. I was just checking if the mic was working. All right, I'm back. Ugh, got a little gunk in my eye. So what I wanted to talk about today was just this notion of being uncommonly persistent. And I think I'm going to backpedal this idea and kind of talk about how this all kind of started. It started out as, you know what, I want to do 100. I want to draw for 100 days straight. And then I modified the idea. I was like, why don't I do do one better, make it even harder on myself because I like to do that kind of thing, and do 100 days live streamed because I had this platform, and I was using the platform, this multicast platform, to kind of do my interviews, and it was not being used for anything else, right? So I thought to myself, what if all right, we got to deselect that. All right, so here we go. I'm getting distracted here. So what if I took that 100-day challenge and live streamed for 100 days? And I thought, oh my gosh, I thought it'd be easy at first because I already had like the the I already had the thing kind of set up, right? I was doing some online stuff already. I was doing interviews, but I did not take into consideration how long. Excuse me, I gotta drink some water here. The initial setup would be because I didn't really know. Like, even though I had like an easel here, like right behind me, there's an easel. Even though I had that and I had like the still life stuff already set up, um, there were still some complications that I did not like forecast, and it was quite troubling actually. It was very stressful to do those initial 100 days of live streams because it took a lot more like time to do them than like these live streams where I don't have to I'm not set up in a still life. I'm not making the camera angle so it shows this. So there's a lot more to it. I'm gonna make because I'm doing this. We're gonna do a darker yellow. Yeah, we're gonna do a darker yellow. Maybe even like a. There we go. Um, I'm distracted now. So the initial idea was to do 100 days of drawing, and then I changed it to let's do 100 days of live streaming me drawing, and then that's like that's all she wrote, you know. Let's do a little bit of this. I'm gonna move this a little bit right here. I want it kind of in the center like that. All right, something like that will be good. Um, and let's do this. Let's just actually see what center is with this shape here. So the fact, oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. All right, so there we go. We're gonna have like a greenish, like a dark yellow with a bright orange. So where was I with my thought process? So okay. Let's I'm I'm thinking of it's like a new what's happening right now is I'm trying to navigate through a new stream of thoughts, and I'm trying to articulate them, and I'm finding it's a little difficult because the I'm thinking a little bit too much on this drawing at the moment. There's some things that are kind of taking a little bit more mental power than I not necessarily expected, but like um, it's slowing me down. So I'm going to keep reiterating what I was talking about earlier. So what the when I first started this journey, it was just to draw every day, and then I think I told you this, but afterwards it became I wanted to I changed it so from drawing every day to I wanted to live stream me drawing every day. And not only live stream, but do traditional drawing. Now, and I wanted it to be consistent. I wanted it to be like one specific theme. So the theme for this, for the first 100 days was to do like traditional charcoal drawings and to try to do it in under 30 minutes. Oh my gosh, that did not work. That did not work. Because I was doing these drawings that took. I just wasn't setting them up. I wasn't setting the drawings up for a traditional drawing, 30-minute drawing. I was setting them up like I was going to be doing a 4-hour drawing, you know, and it just wasn't working out. And I just couldn't for the first 100 days. I couldn't shake that 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 mental barrier of trying to do a drawing or trying to shake that aspect of getting a drawing done in 30 minutes. I never could get a drawing done in 30 minutes. It actually ended up being like I would have to spend an extra hour, 2 hours afterwards, which was very hard. And that's why I'm really thankful that I converted to digital after that. As a matter of fact, my 100th day, I did my first cactus drawing because I was like, I just can't do 100 drawings like this. I'm done. Let's move on because it was very difficult to finish one of those drawings. What happened would be like, what would happen is I would get the drawing done, and then I'd run out of time, and I'd have to finish it up later on, and usually I'd have to finish up later on the next day, and that's where I got into trouble. That's where I was like just hustling to get the drawing done that I was working on previously, just so I can start my next drawing. And it was the most like frustrating thing that I had to do with these live streams is I was trying to get these drawings done in a orderly and quick fashion, and it just wasn't happening. And so those first 100 days were really hard because what turned out to be just a 30-minute drawing would actually end up being like 30 minutes to 3 hours, and it was just the worst. It was very, very difficult to do, and I could argue that I really wasn't too successful with it. But I continued on. I continued on. I continued on. I trekked. I worked at it. I'm actually taking a long time because I worked at it, and I just kept trying. I kept trying, and I kept applying effort, and kept doing it. And now here I am at day 158 out of 200 days. I never would have, like a year ago, I don't think I would have been able to do it for various reasons, but also I don't know if I was mentally prepared. Like to some extent, I'm still not that prepared. Like I can make the argument that I'm very underprepared for this. Still, it's just through true grit and through being uncommonly persistent that I've been able to do it. And I've also kind of established like not necessarily a set time that I do these, but I have established a pattern of me doing them. What I mean by is I have there we go. This is something new I'm going to be doing now. I have set a habit of doing these daily. Now it's easy to shake them. I've there's been days that I've been like, oh gosh, I could do without doing these. Like it's easy to kind of shuck them off for the day. Like I can see myself saying, you know what, just not just take a break. You don't need to be doing this, right? You don't need to be doing this today. I'm gonna drink some water. So you don't need to be doing this on a subconscious level. I've been trying to like fight the urge to kind of escape, because there's been days, there's like days like today, or a lot of days on vacation were very, very tough, because I was having like self doubt, not necessarily like self doubt, but definitely I was having this this sense of complacency. Like I really, really wanted to be complacent. Like deep down, I was like, I just wanted to. I wanted to hit the easy button, you know? I really did. I think I'm gonna do like this. We're gonna have like a bright. There we go. I like that. I wanted to hit that easy, simple button for the day, and I was trying so hard to kind of just beat that out of me, like just to beat that mentality out of myself, because I really, really wanted to kind of just quit. Not like quit, but definitely say like take a break, you know, and say do it tomorrow. You know, you can do it tomorrow. And that's what I was struggling with. I was like, I had this urge to just say, make excuses. I was trying to make an excuse. Like I wanted so bad to make an excuse to get out of it, you know? And reality is there really wasn't a lot there really wasn't an excuse. It's just me like not wanting to do it some days, you know? And don't get me wrong, man. There's days you just want to take the easy route. You want to take the easy button, right? It's like so when you go to the gym, right? If you go to the gym and you're like you want to work out, well, actually, very few people just want to go to the gym and work out unless they have a really strong goal. But like, you know, there's days I was like, come on, man, just you can just kind of let's just glide for the day. Let's let this one pass, right? Let's let it pass a little bit, and we'll see what happens. We'll see how I feel tomorrow, right? So there's a lot of those days, and that happened a lot during vacation, and which kind of goes down to like just the notion of just being persistent, you know, and just swallowing that feeling where you that feeling that in your gut says just don't do it. Like I can't really explain it other than like there's this knee jerk, there's this inside like monologue inside you wanting to kind of give up, and there's days like that, and I've been having a lot of them lately, and I don't know why. Maybe because this is kind of tough. Like it's getting very tough to do. Not like tough, like hard, but I think like mentally draining. But I think to myself, I have the jobs I have are more vastly. The way I psych myself out back into it is I think to myself, man, my jobs that I have are way more mentally draining than this. I don't know if I like the orange to blue transitional tone right here. I don't know if I like it. And maybe it has to do with like the icky green in the background, but it's too late now. But maybe like I think to myself, like there's jobs that are harder than this. This is a really simple thing. Maybe I'm bored. I don't know. I don't know what's causing it. Maybe there's some mundaneness to it. Um, maybe I am. Hey, how are you doing? Maybe I am a little tired and just kind of want a break, right? Maybe it could be a multitude of things that are kind of affecting like why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling with these drawings. You know, I don't know yet. So I'll get to it someday. Maybe I'll figure it out. I don't know. But it's troubling it sometimes. It can be a very hard thing to kind of deal with. Like I wish I had like a break, a little bit of a break. But in the end, I can say that I've done something for the day. You ever work at a job? I feel people that I understand people that kind of work at a retail job. They work at a retail, they go home, and they've like really, when you come home from a retail job, there's no sense of accomplishment. Maybe like, oh, I did a real good job folding those clothes and hanging them. You know, you can't really take the work home with you. And maybe that might be what's happening to me. I don't know. I'm kind of getting a little bit overly. I'm making this. There you go. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm overcomplicating my drawing today. What I need to do. Oh yeah, we're way behind. What am I doing? Okay, there we go. So this is how bad it is today. Normally I'm about 6 minutes behind my time frame. And I'm going really slow today, folks. I guess it was because I was trying to articulate this new idea. Maybe that was it. I don't even think I really explained it that well. I'm going to have to like come back to it later on. There we go. There we go. Let's do it like this. I'm going to do it like even lighter right here. And so in the end, man, just you want to be uncommonly persistent, I guess, in the end, because it's hard to explain other than, there we go. We're going to do this. I'll have to think about that. I'll have to think about this, the rhetoric that I'm going to talk about when I'm talking about this being uncommonly persistent, because I really do. I don't know. I don't know if I have the thought, like the idea fully grasped yet. I don't know if I have it. I don't know if what would you say? I fully grasp it enough to kind of articulate it well so that people can understand what I'm saying. And I'm going to have to think about that a little bit more, and maybe think about it so that people will understand it later on. I don't know. But we'll see. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a few things. We get the brush here, and we're going to get this tone, and we're going to make like a dark tone. We're going to put this kind of like this little bit of like teal right here. Do the same thing here, kind of make it a little bit tealish on the bottom. Leave it like that, why not? And then I want to put a little bit of red. I like red. A little bit of red right here. A little red. There we go. No, we'll do like a darker red on this side. Maybe I was venting about the whole concept of what maybe I was venting. I don't know. Do something like this. Add a little bit of, just a little smidge, little bitty like line there. Just ever so subtle like line. Just kind of have that kind of, do a little line right here. Why not? There we go. Something like that. I like that. Probably spent too long on that. Now we're going to go to sand. The sand I'm really good at getting done. At least I think I am. So what I'm trying to say is after doing 158 of these, it shows that how persistent I am, right? And I just want to say that anything that you have that you want to do, right? Just like get kind of like tunnel vision and just work towards it, right? If you want to finish reading a book, you want to read, like some people want to be able to read a book every week. It would like I would be impressed with that. I could barely read a book a month, but maybe you want to read a book every week, or maybe you want to learn how to do certain things, right? All I have to say is just do it. And there's going to be days, no joke. There's going to be days. I have them every day. Yeah, I'm talking about them here in my live streams. There's going to be days that are not going to be as easy as other days. They're not going to be like fun. You know, there's I don't like using this term because some people are different than me. Like a lot of people can just like really do love drawing in a weird way where like it's always fun. And for me, it's not always like that. There's days that are like there are days that feel like it's like a chore, you know? It feels like I'm working really, really hard. Um, there's more difficult days, right? Because there's days like that, and I think people don't want to talk about like days where you work really hard that day, right? Maybe you work really, really hard, and you're really tired, and you're really tired, right? You're super tired, and you want to go to bed, but you decided to do this like goal, and it's really easy at face value to say, you know what, nah, not gonna do it, bro. It's really easy to do that. No joke. It is super easy to find a reason to not want to do that thing. It's not hard to find the rationale to do it, and I get it. There's going to be days where you don't feel like doing the things that you like, the thing that you're passionate about. There are days like that, you know. There's day like I think like a power lifter, like these like world record holders, like you think every day they want to be putting 500 pounds on their shoulder and squatting it. That's not like fun. That's not enjoyable, right? That's not like, I think there might be a few people that really enjoy it, but like it's not like, oh, this is the funnest thing ever. Um, if anyone has ever seen like Dorian Yates blood and guts videos on YouTube, like you see him screaming in pain. He's not like, if you would ask him at that time when he made that video, hey, did you actually have fun doing that? Was that really enjoyable? Like, no, man, that wasn't like the fun thing to do. But the guy had a vision, and he knew that vision would lead him somewhere, right? So like people or athletes, any athlete that's doing like Olympic weightlifting or swimming or anything like that's like just so physically demanding, you would ask them, is this enjoyable? And they'd probably say no. It's not necessarily it's not the act, the initial act of doing it, or the training, that's fun. It's like the outcome, right? The success, right? The initial training part is not necessarily the most enjoyable part. It's labor. It's hard work, and I'm not trying to equate heavy weightlifting to drawing, you know, or sprinting, but there is some mental aspect in both feats that can be just as draining, you know. And but when you're doing, like, I'm just saying, like with those sports, and you're competing at that high level, um the the like if you're competing at that high level, I guess like there's a bigger motivation than me just like, I'm going to do 100 200 days of live streams, and like there's a bigger motivation. You're competing on a world scale, on a world stage. For me, it's just like, I'm gonna Draw 100 days straight, and we'll see what happens. Right? It's not like I'm drawing 100 days, and then there's the whole world watching. You know. So the what is it called? Like the what's the word? I'm the stakes are not as high as with the Olympic sports. You know, for me, I don't have high stakes. There's no high stakes for me. But it's I don't know. There's a lot of things I don't know. Apparently, I like saying the word I don't know because I don't know. Perhaps some days when I do these live streams, it's like I have to fill it up with like nonsense, and then eventually there's a like one. I think I talk about this often. Like there's like one kernel of like of truth or like pure like a phrase that just really connects with the audience that really makes sense, and then the rest is just like, what's this guy doing? He's just trying to navigate. He sounds like he knows what he's talking about, but then again, he also sounds like he doesn't know anything, and there's some truth to that too. Like the more I know, the less I know. That's how I feel about drawing. Like I liken to think that I know quite a bit, and then the more I start learning, the like I start to think to myself, man, I like know nothing. I like know nothing of the sort. And that's what I think what makes a really good artist is being able to say that they don't know, you know, admitting that they don't have all the answers. And that's also one of the problems of being a teacher is like when you're a teacher, they like people expect you to know these answers. Like, listen, art is very organic. Art is there are some very strict rules to art, but well, there are rules to art, but there aren't any rules, which makes no sense. You're setting boundaries to art, what makes good art, and then you make these rules and boundaries, and then there's also no rules and boundaries. Like case in point, the guy that sculptor that sold like 3 bananas at like this art fair for $60,000, $100,000. Like many people would say, "Hey, that is not art. That's just a banana taped to a wall," you know. And then you'd have other people saying it's the most genius thing ever, you know. So it's weird. Art has rules, but it doesn't have rules at the same time. So when you are trying to teach some of these rules, and then you're also espousing or trying to explain that there's also you can also break them. You don't have to follow them. You're like saying two things at once. You're saying that this is a rule, don't break them, and then you're saying, hey, I like that. Why don't you do more of that rule breaking to a student? And they're like, what? I thought you told me not to do that. Well, I did, and then I liked the outcome. So keep doing that and see what happens. So there's rules and there's no rules, and you're like, you're confusing people. Anyhow, um, I don't know how I went from being uncommonly persistent. As a matter of fact, I'd have to review these videos to really come up with better arguments. Unfortunately, I'm spending so much time drawing and doing the videos, I don't have time to sit down. Actually, I don't have time to sit down and kind of review them. I'd love to do that. I think that might be beneficial for me because I'd be able to kind of break down what I was talking about and maybe make some notes, and I could make better arguments or make better points to what I was talking about. Um, and that's the thing about me. I have to like think about these things. I have to stumble. I have to mess up a lot in order for me to really grasp something. So I have to like say things wrong many times before I find out a like a solution of sorts, or like a stream of thought that I'm able to articulate to other individuals, and which is weird. It makes me come off as like I don't know what I'm talking about, and to an extent, yeah, I don't. But after circulating those thoughts long enough and talking them over in perpetuity, right, thoroughly over and over again, I come up with something that a chain of thought that really is significant, or at least to me. I don't know. So the initial concept of this live stream was to talk about being uncommonly persistent, and how it it can get you to grow as an individual. Basically, you would what you would become is you would become the 1% of the population, because very few people want to spend significant portions of their time on something. It's very hard. I agree. I get the pull. I get it. I really do. I really do. Like I'm an artist. I know what that means is I know that doesn't sound like anything, but like I'm very lazy, dude. I want to be lazy, dude. I want to be lazy. I just want to be like sit down. I get it, man. It's enjoyable. It feels good. But also that's how we're wired as human beings, like we're wired to like if we can find an easy button, if we can find that button that is makes things easier and yeah, makes things easier, we will do that 9 times out of 10. It's only when we do things that make us uncomfortable, challenge us, and things that we don't want to do, where something exciting happens, right? Something kind of like beautiful kind of happens, where you feel kind of like alive, or you feel like you've accomplished something. It may not be like an accomplishment like an Olympic medal, or where someone even recognizes it, but to you, in your heart of hearts that you've done something that is of value to you, and it makes you feel good, right? You've done something pertinent to your life. I get it. I totally get it. When we go to, a lot of us have those like 9 to 5 jobs that just like kind of soul riching, and we all look for that Friday. I've been there. I've been to those jobs. They suck. I don't like them. I've been there, so I know what it's like. Heck, I'm still in some of them. There's those jobs that you have to kind of just do so that you can do things, so that you can do something like this, and then maybe you could do something like this full time. Who knows? The people that are able to do things like this full time, I don't know. I don't know if they fully I think they grasp it. Like I think they understand it. Like they really do understand it. That they've got kind of like a blessing, but I don't know if they truly understand how much of a blessing it is for some of the individuals that are doing these type of live streams full time. It's because for the most part, a lot of them are very young. They were born into like the YouTube era and the Twitch era, and they were able to start when they were in high school or middle school or whenever they were starting, and they were able to start early, and they were able to log in a lot of hours really quickly. And they had a resource that people like me and other people, older individuals, don't have, is like time. They're like they could literally come home from school and just do a YouTube video, while usually a person that comes home from work doesn't really have time to sit down and do a YouTube video. They're doing they're adulting, right? They're adulting. But yeah, like so some of them, a lot of them they may have had like a McDonald's job for a year or two, but man, nothing compares to having a warehouse job and sweating it out for 14 hours a day, and then doing that 5 to 6 days a week, and then having an hour commute and literally having no energy to cook your dinner. Like literally you get home and you don't have the energy to cook your dinner. Well, you cook something, but it's not good. It's not good for you. And you literally fall asleep on the couch because you have no energy. You literally sweated it out all day, you know. So like the younger generation, that like made it in these platforms, you know, they never really had to hit that like really grind. I think the one that I the one person that I would say that really hit the grind was Gary Vaynerchuk. That guy, apparently, I didn't see in his videos, well, his older videos, he was he was doing YouTube videos for like 3 years, 4 years straight, getting like as many views as I am now. Uh, and the only things that got views were like cat videos. That was during the cat video phase of YouTube. And the dude was working 60 plus hours a week at his dad's wine shop or wine store, you know? So he was hitting those hard hours before, you know. Now, apparently all you have to do on Twitch or YouTube is, you know, yeah, you know what you gotta, you know what some of them do. Like whatever's happening on Twitch right now is they're doing it. I don't know what they're doing on Twitch. Uh, Sometimes I see a video pop up on YouTube, people like doing their little like reaction videos, and you know, they're like, this person was doing something. I think some of them are like whispering into mics. I don't know. I hear well, like let's just say hot tubs. Hot tubs has been a hot item on Twitch. I think that's been banned. I don't know, or put into its own subsection. But you know, it's you want to find something that gives you joy, you know, and watching motivational videos. If I motivate you, great. But like if watching motivational videos is great, it will get your foot into the door, but you really kind of have to like just set yourself apart from the norm and just kind of be persistent at what you're looking at, you know. Um, and who knows what will come from those activities. I don't know, whether it be drawing, whether it be art, whether it be whatever you want. Like maybe you want to be a video editor, maybe you want to make music. I don't know. But what it boils down to is you really have to just kind of you just have to work. And I wish there was a magic, like a pill that you could take, right? That would separate, would be that would make things quicker or more enjoyable. But sometimes the outcome is what is enjoyable. You know, like this is looking pretty nice, actually. I think I've gotten kind of like into. I think I've gotten into a zone of chat, and I've finally kind of gotten to that zone of being able to articulate my thoughts coherently enough that I think people get it, or at least getting it to an extent. But for the first 20 minutes, it was like, what's this guy talking about? Is he going to get somewhere? You know, and I get it. You know, it takes a little bit of while, a little bit of time. So as I've with these drawings, which changes, I've actually started implementing like those little rib-like forms, and I've started to do a little bit more what would you call it, like modeling to an extent, you know, modeling the form a little bit. And that's how these drawings have kind of changed as time has progressed. Also, I've been spending a little bit more time on these. I'm kind of in like a zone right now, and you know, I have a little bit more free time to kind of work on this tonight. I'm probably going to spend maybe 5-10 more minutes, call it a day. or at least 5-10 more minutes on like the modeling of forms and so forth. Yeah, I don't know where now I lost my chain of thought. But I think what everyone should kind of do is after one of these live streams, if anything resonated, sit down and write down something that you want to do. Like something you really want to do. Like maybe you want to learn how to skateboard. I don't know. Maybe you want to improve your drawing, or maybe you want to um, start animating. Maybe you want to learn how to do animation, or I don't know. Like I don't know. Like I have a very like narrow scope of like things to do. Like drawing, that's it. Right? Maybe you want to draw. Like what if I don't want to draw? Sculpture. All right. Maybe you want to do like printmaking. I tell you what, I would love to learn printmaking. That's been something one of the things I've been wanting to do for a while. Has been to I wanted to sit down and learn how to do a little bit of printmaking. I think when I get back into painting, I'll be using printmaking for some of my as for like some multimedia pieces. I'm glad you get what I'm putting down, because sometimes it it's hard. I'm jealous of a lot of people on these like you don't want to call them gurus, right? They're whatever that stupid little phrase. I'm jealous of them being able to articulate their thoughts better because they have their vocabulary is better than mine, or they've been doing it for years. But maybe after this live stream, just sit down and write down something you want to learn how to do. And I know everyone wants to learn how to do something, and but the thing is, what happens is we have like, I still have it. I mean, I'm a grown man and I still have it, right? I still have people, naysaying. It's like, come on, dude. Like, there's always gonna be naysayers, but like, write it down like what you want to do, and just work at it. It doesn't have to be for 48 minutes a day. It could be 10 minutes a day. I think I'm done with this. I think I'm going to put some thorns on it and call it a day. It doesn't have to be that long. And I don't know. Maybe not. I kind of want to work on what's this? Oh, no, where'd it go? There we go. It's like, yeah, sit down and write down some things. I hear writing it down. What writing it down does is it's more powerful than saying that you want to do this. It has something to do on a subconscious level. It resonates more. I don't know why. I don't know the science behind it, but it does. So there's something to be said about writing it down. I don't know why, like but on a subconscious level, it's supposed to like make you hold yourself more accountable, and I don't know what people want to do these days. Like there's so many cool things that you can do. I like it's amazing, like the things that you can make a living off of. Like like I've seen videos of people making like just making videos. They're not even doing. They're doing the same thing I'm doing. They're like making videos of like they're just showing their garden, and people love seeing other people show their garden. I never like who'd have thought that? Who'd have thought that would be a thing? They're like, oh my god, look, this is what I'm planting right now. Who'd have thought that like showing your garden and showing what you're planting and showing like talking about gardening tips would be a thing? Well, like I get it. It's like a thing on like satellite television, but a regular person, just showing their garden, and they happen to be really good at it, right? At gardening. I'm almost afraid to do thorns. But yeah, or what if you want to like what if you learn how to if you want to like start your own garden, I guess. I don't know. Or I don't know. I don't know of like things to aspire to be other than like just being an artist. Maybe you want to be a writer, you know? I hear that if you're a writer, you can go on Fiverr.com and make a really good living off it. Where you just write articles for like blogs and such. Maybe I should do that, but first I got to learn how to write. But like, and people will say like, why would you do that? How like, because the thing about doing stuff like that is the reason why people don't will disagree with you on it is because it's not like a guaranteed paycheck. It's not stable. Like you go in and you get gigs every once in a while, and you got to get really good at it. And some people are really good at it, and some people are not so good at it. But some people do really well at doing very little. Like they don't have to do near. Like maybe they only want a person who's like writing on Fiverr. Maybe if you write 5 articles a week and you make like $250 a week, maybe that's great. Maybe you think that's awesome, and that might be great. When the reason why is because let's say that you wrote 5 articles and you made $200 or $300, right? And you only had to work for 2 days. Everyone's like, "Oh, you only made $250." Or, yeah, I only worked for 2 days and I only worked for 8 hours total. People don't want to take that into consideration. And when you're on like Fiverr, I guess, if you're on Fiverr and you're doing those writing articles, you can like literally just wherever you have a internet connection, you can do your job. So you can just like literally travel around the world, you know. I mean, case in point, I did these live streams in a different state. I did them in a completely different state, and it was a little difficult because I don't have a laptop, so I had to bring my PC with me and bring all the equipment that required me to do it, which wasn't a lot. It's not a lot, it's not a lot, but it did take up some space. And the last time I was I don't know. I don't really take my computer out places. Man, I tell you what, I got I'm getting like a little bit of like an acid reflux. Today was the first day I bought a Red Bull in, I don't know, a year, easily a year. I haven't had a Red Bull in forever. And I was like, you know what? I'm on vacation. Let's go have a Red Bull, live a little, YOLO. And it's like, and I was like, I bought one and I had it and I was like, you know what? Wasn't, I think I wasn't, it wasn't like, it was underwhelming to say the least. And I think the reason why is because, well, the Red Bulls and all the energy drinks have gotten so expensive. So like it was underwhelming because I spent like $5 on a Red Bull. I was like, man, I had like $5 for an energy drink. And I didn't get it because I needed energy. I really didn't. I was like, I if I want energy, I'll have like some coffee or something. I just got it because I enjoyed the taste, and it was an enjoyable taste. I like the flavor. I just don't know if it was worth $5. It's not a big deal. I'm not like being like, oh, you're being very stingy with your money there. Like, no, I didn't really, the money wasn't a problem, but I'm also weird with it, like I think about like, I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, if I'm going to spend a lot of money on like a good meal, like a restaurant, like, if you spend like $40, $50 on a steak, by orders of magnitude, that steak's got to be better and better than like your typical Applebee's or your Outback steakhouse, right? It's got to be. It can't be like, it can't be a little bit better. It's got to be a lot of bit better. So like I have like weird rules. I'm not even sure if if Gordon Ramsay made me a steak and I didn't know it, I probably wouldn't be impressed. Because for a few reasons. For one, I don't have the knowledge that Gordon Ramsay made me a steak. For two, I don't eat steak enough for me to really know what makes a great tasting steak and what makes just an average tasting steak. So I'm like I don't know enough about it. So I wouldn't be able to understand what I was tasting if it was what made it great. Just like when like the Zumbo's treats that's on Netflix. I think he's like Zumbo dessert guy, that guy that does that, like all those desserts. Like he does these really fancy treats. They look good. And they're on a technical level very, very magnificent, like aesthetically just great. But like if I were to eat it, I'm like, this is really good. I probably wouldn't be able to appreciate it enough because I don't know exactly what this person is doing. Just like when you see like a certain artwork and you're like you're not impressed by it. But like an artist will see the artwork and be like, wow, that's really, really impressive. And the person's like, why? What's so good? Yeah, ambition. Um, but ambition will get you only so far. I really have to stick to the point of habits and just doing things over and over again where it becomes like second nature to you. Right. You know, I don't know where I was going. All right. Let's see. I think I want to do blue. I'm gonna do blue. I'm gonna deep blue. I'm gonna do my signature. I think I'm done. Yeah, I'm done. I spent almost an hour on this. What day is it? We're gonna go down to we're gonna do 8 pixels for my signature. Is the keyword? Keyword. Was that referring to something from one of my giant filibuster? 158. One second. I am almost done. I want to make an announcement before everyone leaves. But I'm like locking up. I'm being very OCD about how I'm writing my numbers. Why? Why am I doing this? Okay, I'm gonna zoom in one more. I mean, so OCD. Who cares? I'm done. Anyways, that is it. One more second. I'm gonna hit this little timer on my time lapse right about now, and move it out of the way. Whoop! You see it scooping up. So, anyways, I just want to say thank you so much for everyone that showed up and watched, and hopefully I had some pertinent points. I think after like the 20-minute, 25-minute mark, I started getting like into the groove. I started all those thoughts started kind of reorganizing. So I had like thoughts everywhere. I had like a thought board left and right, and then all of a sudden I was like moving them around in my mind subconsciously, and eventually those words started formulate into a coherent thought, and those coherent thoughts started formulating into ideas that worked. So I really appreciate everyone that kind of stuck through and followed through with those concepts that I was kind of trying to articulate. But anyways, I am having an art giveaway. If you are interested in winning a free like cactus print, like much like this one that you see on the screen there, all you have to do is subscribe to my YouTube channel and or Twitch channel. It doesn't matter, whatever platform you're watching, and enter at this link below at www.mattpearsonart.com/art giveaway. And if you're watching on YouTube, it should be in the descriptions page section, so you can actually click on the link in the description of this video. I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoy this content and if you are interested in also seeing more live stream videos and artist interviews, don't forget to subscribe. I was this close to really nailing it. Don't forget to subscribe for more. Anyways, I want to say thank you so much for watching. Really do appreciate it. I have to get going. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Have a great day. Pierson out. Cheers.